A very pleasant and wonderful morning to Honorable Principal Ma'am, respected coordinators, respected teachers, and all my dear friends. This is Gun Singh from Standard 8 Board, standing in front of you all to present a drama on the topic Our Daughter's Love, written by one of the greatest English poet, William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare was born in Stratford-upon-Avon in 1564. Shakespeare was an English playwright, poet, and actor. He is often called the Bride of Avon and is considered the greatest writer in the English language. Even 400 years after his death, his works are still read, studied, and performed all over the world. Shakespeare wrote 39 plays, 154 sonnets, and 2 long narrative poems. His plays such as Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet, Macbeth, and Othello explore themes like love, power, betrayal, and ambition, and issues that are still relevant today. His characters are complex and deeply human, and his language, though old, continues to shape and inspire us. Not only did he transform threat, but also enshrined the English language, coining hundreds of words and phrases we still use, such as break the ice and heart of gold. In conclusion, William Shakespeare's legacy is timeless. His works continues to shape literature, drama, and even the way we speak. He is truly a writer for all ages. So now, let's proceed ahead towards the drama Our Daughter's Love, a graphic adaptation of King Lear by William Shakespeare. It is a tragic story of a foolish king who has become less wise. Abhay Bandhawa, the role of King Lear, he had 3 daughters. Kavya Singh playing the role of eldest daughter, Gondrel. She was married to the Duke of Albany, role played by Arjav Jan. His second daughter, Regan, role played by Anam Fatima. She was married to Duke of Albany, role played by Yug Jan. Anika Modi, playing the role of youngest daughter, Cordelia, was not married yet. The King of France, role played by Pihu Kumari, and Duke of Burgundy, role played by Tavishi Jan, they were the suitors to her hand. Let the drama commence. It was King Lear's 80th birthday. King Lear decided to ask his 3 daughters a question. The 2 eldest daughters, Gondrel and Regan, lied to their father.
Well, dears, today is my 80th birthday. Today I am very happy. But thinking that now I am growing old and now want you 3 to take over my kingdom. But before dividing my kingdom between you 3, I want to ask a question from you. That which one of you loves me the most? The daughter who will express her love the most will be the most deserving one and will be getting the largest share of my kingdom. So, first my eldest daughter, Gondrel, you tell my dear.
Father, you are dearer to me more than my eyesight or life. No daughter has ever loved a father more than I do.
Attendant, bring the map of my vast kingdom. From this part of the land to this, all belongs to you, Gondrel.
Thank you, Father.
Now, Regan, it's your turn, my dear.
Father, I am the happiest when I am able to serve you.
I am very happy with your words. For you also, from this river to this land, all belongs to you, Regan.
Thank you, Father.
Now, my youngest daughter, Cordelia, it's your turn, my dear.
Father, I don't have a talent for expressing my love into words. I love you as a child should love her father, neither more nor less.
You better mend that speech, Cordelia, or you may lose your fortune.
My Lord, you are my father. You have cared for me, fed me, and truly loved me. Thus, I obey you, love you, and truly honor you.
King Lear found it hard to believe that Cordelia had only felt a sense of duty towards him. He had thought she loved him greatly, so he became very upset in the meantime.
If that's the truth, then I will divide your kingdom share between Gondrel and Regan. I thought to spend my old age with you, taking care of me. I disown you. Go away.
No, father, please don't do this to me.
The Duke of Kent, King Lear's one of the most honest noblemen, tried to reason with Lear. King Lear's decision was clouded with pride, so he could not see the love of Cordelia.
My lord, hold on and rethink this rash decision. Your youngest daughter Cordelia doesn't love you the least.
Get out of my sight. If I see you again in my kingdom, then you will be badly punished.
Amidst the playing of trumpets, the King of France and the Duke of Burgundy entered, who were the suitors to Cordelia.
My lord, the ruler of Burgundy, there stand that worthless girl. She will not get any share of my kingdom. Do you still want to marry her?
Oh, I'm sorry, my lord, but no one can make a choice in such circumstance.
Same for you, great king of France. I beg you to look for a better match instead of this ungrateful girl.
King, the daughter you have rejected will now be the Queen of France. Say goodbye to them, Cordelia. You will find a better place in France. You will find a better place in France.
As Cordelia and King of France got ready to leave, she said goodbye to her sisters.
Sisters, please take good care of my father as I am leaving him in your presence. Goodbye, sisters.
You don't tell what our duty is.
You have failed to show your love for your father and you deserve this punishment. Just get lost.
Now, the first part of the story is over, and the second part begins.
Now the Cordelia has gone. Everything is ours. Ha ha ha.
King Lear decided to stay with his eldest daughter, Gondren. After a month at Gondren's palace, Gondren and her son, Oswald, were talking about King Lear and his knights, who was gone for hunting.
My father, this old man, he continuously upsets me. His knights too are getting out of control. When he comes back from hunting, I'm not going to talk to him. You also be neglectful around him.
Okay, mother, I will also not talk with him.
Meanwhile, the Duke of Kent came back to Gondren's castle in order to serve his king. King Lear returned to Gondren's palace, tired after a day out hunting in the woods.
Today, we are very happy as we have done a lot of hunting.
Yes, today we have done a lots of hunting. Right now I am feeling very hungry. Attendant, get my dinner ready immediately. I don't want to even wait a moment.
Okay, my lord.
Lear spotted Oswald and called him, but Oswald ignored him and walked away.
Oh, Oswald, my child, come here.
Who will care about this old man?
How dare he live in my presence? Where is my daughter? What is going on, daughter? Why are you frowning like that?
Your entire staff, they all are obnoxious. They all are getting out of control. They all require a lot of money too. I'm not going to waste all of my money on them. Just reduce the number of your knights by half or I'll do it myself.
Has it come to this? Then so it be. I will go to my second daughter Regan, who I am sure is kind and will make you pay for this unkind treatment. Attendant, go and give Regan the message of my arrival.
Okay, my lord. My lord, Queen of Cornwall, I am here to give you the message about King Lear's arrival.
What? My father's arrival? Attendant, it's my order to lock up this messenger.
Why, I have not done some crime?
Now King Lear comes to the Regan's palace.
Why have been my messenger locked there? Unlock him right now.
No, don't do that.
Beloved Regan, your sister has shown me great unkindness.
Oh father, you should go back to my sister's house and ask for forgiveness for that you have wronged her.
I should ask for forgiveness? Never, Regan. She has dismissed half of my knights and struck my heart with her venomous words.
Gondren arrived at her sister's castle, and Lear was heartbroken to see how affectionately Gondren was greeted by Regan.
Oh Gonril, my sister, I missed you so much.
I missed you too, Regan.
Sister, father was telling you to reduce his night by half.
Yes, I did it so because his entire staff was obnoxious. They all were getting out of control.
You did a great job, Conrad. Me myself planning to reduce his night by half because we have to spend lots of money on them. So let's go and tell him about his reduction of nights.
Later,
Yes.
the two sisters discussed about their father's night reduction.
Father, why do you need attendants? Can't you be attended by Regal's attendants or mine?
Now, the third part of the story is over. And now the second part is over and third part begins. Lear was totally shattered by his daughter's words.
Oh God, what has happened? Where are you, my God? Please show some mercy on me. Today I am totally shattered. I have been betrayed by both my daughters. Now I understand the true love of Cordelia. Please come back, Cordelia. I really miss you. I am sorry that I told you harsh words. Please come back.
Lear realized that his daughters did not care about his honor and prestige. In the meantime, Duke of Kent freed himself and saw King Lear on the floor, crying and totally heartbroken.
My lord, what happened to you? Why you are sitting on the floor? Please get up. My friends, I am going outside for some work. Please take care of my king. I will come soon.
Now Kent, with some faithful attendants, left Lear in the Dover and set off to fetch Cordelia.
My lord, see who has came with me.
Oh, is that you, Cordelia? I really miss you so much. I am sorry that I told you harsh words and also I disowned you. Now I understand your true love. Please forgive me, Cordelia. Please forgive me, my child.
No, father, please don't say like that. I have always loved you and still I love you. I will always be your faithful daughter, father.
Now we have reached to the climax of the story. There was a big fight between the King of France and the Duke of Albany and the Duke of Cornwall. The King of France won, and the Duke of Albany and the Duke of Cornwall got defeated. King Lear got back his kingdom, and Cordelia lived happy with her father. So the main moral of the story was that action speaks more than words, and prioritizing honesty and genuine love, even when it is difficult, is crucial for a fulfilling life. Thank you so much for giving your precious time here.